This episode I'm going to be taking the train to Turpan.
You got some chickpeas in there.
Trying out delicious dishes such as Shouzhuafan and baked Samsa dumplings. Strolling around a local bazaar.
这种的话是玫瑰香，就是这边做酒用的比较多。
Tasting many kinds of raisins in the vineyards of Turpan.
And there's an old Indian proverb which goes to say that intelligence is where two rivers meet.
Walking through the incredible ancient city of Jiaohe.
This yellow clay that they were doing to make the buildings 2,000 years ago is still used today.
Visiting the oldest Uyghur village in Xinjiang, the Tuyok Valley. Watching the Uyghurs perform the makam, a traditional folk music of Xinjiang, and competing in a traditional Uyghur wrestling competition.
Don't smoke on the CRH train. Man cooperation.
Finally on the train on the way to Turpan. It was one of the speed trains, which is nicer than the one I took earlier today. That was just nasty. Alright, well, I've just arrived in Turpan. It's extremely hot here. It's not even May yet, it's 8 PM and it's like 29 degrees. The place is like heavily secured. When I came through I had to register. Cops everywhere. So for anyone who's coming here, make sure you book your hotel before you arrive here, because they'll need to know where you're staying, which is basically the same thing for the rest of China, but that procedure doesn't usually go through. But yeah, it's nice to be here.
Turpan in Xinjiang has a population of over 600,000. In summer, this is the hottest location in China.
Alright, well, I'm here with my first official meal in Turpan, and it's the Shouzhuafan. Basically, I had this meal also in Xing, but it wasn't the same. 这是什么肉? Yang Okay, so it's lamb. It looks delicious. It comes with a lot of vegetable in there, peppers and carrots. I also got a side dish of a yogurt with it as well, and some pickles and some like radish kind of stuff. But looks amazing. 22 RMB, and that was the yogurt included. Staff are really friendly. Let's try this. Look at that. Look at the rice. It's just it smells like pilau. It's a little bit longer than the rice I'm used to in China. You got some chickpeas in there. Some chickpeas. The lamb. That's great. Very good. It's a lot like Middle Eastern food or Indian food. Probably some different spices in there. Alright, well, silly me, I didn't know what this was. It turns out they're yellow carrots, and I don't think I've had yellow carrots before. Maybe I have, but not from memory. And they're pretty good, damn good. Different taste completely from normal carrots. Good stuff. Well, everyone decided to hover around my table, and they're all watching me, and they want to take pictures with me, and they're taking pictures of me while I'm eating, and they're sat on my table. And yet at the same time, she doesn't want to take a picture of her. She's hiding under the table. So they're wanting to learn some free English. I mean, why not? I'm
Good.
I'm good, thanks.
I am good, thanks. Sure.
Today I'm going to be trying some cow Baozi, which is from Xinjiang here. It looks great. 里面有什么呀？这个里面有什么？牛肉. Okay, so this beef cow Baozi, let's give it a try. Should be great. And what they do is 这个是怎么煮的呢？这个是怎么煮的？这个怎么烤了呢？ So they just cook the cow Baozi right in here, just like a tandoori. They bake it. Oh, look at that. 这个你们能烤多少这个在里面？ 对
200
，200，
啊
200，
100磅可以。
哇塞，这个不仅是包子，还有可以烤肉吗？还是什么？
烤肉？
对。
那烤肉吗？可以。
Oh, so they don't just use this for baozi, they use it for meat and lots of things, just like the tandoori. I'm looking forward to trying this. It should be amazing. Never tried cow baozi before. So let's see how this cow baozi tastes out. Look at the meat in there. And it's moist too. There's onion in there, lamb, and you got that crispy taste of the pastry. So obviously I arrived in Turpan yesterday, and now it really is my second day here. A great place culturally and all that, but unfortunately a lot of the hotels do not allow foreigners to stay there, and the place I'm staying now is kind of expensive. And I was thinking about having a few nights in a rumchi, but then I looked at the hotels there and they're even more expensive. So what I've kind of figured out from being here is that it's a good place to come if you've got a friend to come with, and you can just get a twin room and split the costs. But if you're traveling alone, it's not that cheap, especially for me as a student. So what I'm going to try and do today is change my ticket, probably until the 30th of April, which is 4 days away. I was originally going to stay here to the 3rd of May, but I've decided it'll be more cost effective for me to come back here another time.
In the end, I decided to only stay in Turpan for 3 days and went back to the railway station to change my ticket.
I mean, I'm a little bit miffed off about it, but Turpan's always going to be here. So I can come back next time and maybe see Kashgar as well. But it's just costing me too much, so Alright, so here I am near the bus station. Apparently there's a bazaar here, and I'm going to try one of these flatbreads, these naan breads. So I'm here with a local guy. Hey, 你好。我是英国人，你是哪里的？好，那个在维语话怎么说你好？怎么说？怎么说你好？或怎么说谢谢 ？Raknat， 这个叫什么？Runa. So this naan bread here is called runa, and what he does is he dips it in the tea, and that is the way to eat this here. You dip it in the tea. 这是茶吗？这个茶叫什么？这个叫茶是吧？ So it's called chai like in India. Got my naan bread here. It's like buttery and moist. And now I'm gonna dip it in here, in the tea. Let's see how that is. 很好，怎么说？怎么再说一下？ Tenderhan. That means very good. Tenderhan. 很好。Tenderhan. Okay, so you'll see that some of the locals here have like blue eyes, you see, and that's a thing here in Xinjiang because they're close to the borders of many countries, so it's sort of like Kyrgyzstan, India, Pakistan, Tajikistan, all nearby.
There are around 10 million Uyghurs living in China.
So here I am in a bazaar, but unfortunately this isn't anything like the bazaars you can see in Kashgar. I think a lot of the bazaars don't exist here anymore, so unfortunately this is all there really is, but it's still pretty cool. A lot of carpets and rugs around, and clothing and stuff that the Uyghurs craft and design, so it's pretty nice to see all the same.
This small bazaar in Turpan is used by locals for their daily needs. It is also the place to come to buy beautifully crafted carpets and rugs. The Uyghurs are a Turkic people and make up more than 75% of the population of Turpan.
那个维族语跟什么国家的语差不多？跟土耳其语不一样是吧？
不一样。
跟Uzbekistan 那个。
Uzbekistan 差不多。
I always used to think it was similar to Turkish until I found out from coming here. The locals were telling me that it's some words that, like similar to the Turkish language, but it's still a Turkic language, but it's close relevance to Uzbekistan. We're actually on the way to Go, which is where they grow the grapes here, and probably where they make the wine too, I would imagine. Unfortunately, it's out of season for that. July is when the grapes will be ripe and fresh and ready to eat, but I think they'll still be making them now and everything, but it won't be the same. However, it'll be something to see. Alright, well I'm here in the grape vineyards. I was hoping I was going to be able to find dutar players here. It's an instrument, a Uyghur instrument, but unfortunately there aren't any today, and I've come at a late time. It's about 6 PM. It's 2 more hours till the place closes, but anyway, I'm going to have a look around and I'm going to get on this bus in a minute. I'm just waiting for the driver. Hopefully it's a good tour, although it'll be a bit of a whistle stop one. But the next couple of days really will be for Turpan, I'm afraid. But I'm looking forward to when I get to come back in the future.
Grape Valley is only 11 kilometers from downtown Turpan. It is a large area stretching 8 kilometers north to south. There are around 13 varieties of grapes cultivated in the valley. Every year, over 300 tons of raisins are made here.
Okay, so you can see here we've got a little folk museum that is part of the grape vineyards. Some old photographs here, and these were the tools that they used. Well, we just saw some of the vineyards and now we're going to another site here. I tell you what, it is hot today. I mean, I'm sweating like a pig right now. You can see my arm is covered in sweat. And it's only April. Welcome to the hottest place in China. So as you can see here, we've got all these different kinds of raisins. We've got green raisins, brown raisins, yellow raisins, blue raisins, all kinds of raisins. 挺好的，都是不同的味道是吧？
对，因为甚至可以尝一下。
可以尝一下是吧？
对，都可以尝。
对，你建议我尝一下哪个？
这种的话是玫瑰香，就是这边做酒用的比较多一点。
Oh, so this one is used more for wines, and these ones are more sweet. 这边是比较苦的是吧？
也不是，都是甜。
So all of them are sweet basically. 你觉得你哪个是最甜的？
最甜你可以尝一下这个。
Okay, this is the sweetest one, and because I'm a sweet guy, I'm going to try the sweetest one. And well, I like sweet stuff. I've got a sweet tooth. 非常好，非常好。Hospitable people. 你好，这个水是干嘛的用的？这个水对。就是好看而已。哦，谢谢。Okay, so this water comes all the way down from the mountains up here, all the way down this little stream here through the water fountain. Unfortunately, it isn't the grape season. That's not until July. but still a beautiful place here. I just climbed the top of this hill here, coming up here, and from the top you can see the view. Feels like stepping back in time. I mean, this looks just like nothing like the China I'm used to. It's just a completely different landscape, different buildings, different scenery and everything. Unfortunately, I can't sample any of the local grapes today because, as I was mentioning earlier, it's just not in season. So I'm just trying some local beer here. This is Wusu beer, but I don't know why it's upside down on the can, but it's nice. It's a little bit stronger than the Qingdaos and the Harbins on the east coast of China. Pretty good. Alright, well, I'm here to try Bayi Lao Ke Dai Ke Tai, which basically means Grandpa Bayi's special dish. So let's give it a try. It's got some lamb in there, some coriander, some onions. Looks like there's some potato in there too. Onion and lamb there. What you do is put a little bit of coriander on there as well. Give it a try. That's good. So it turns out that what we also have here is lamb fat. This is literally just lamb fat, this piece here. I didn't think it was, but I didn't think it was like meat, basically. It's pretty damn good though. Alright, well, I'm here in Jiaohe, just 10 kilometers away from Turpan city. Jiaohe was the ancient city of Jar, and it has over 2,300 years of history, and it is the world's oldest, well-preserved and largest ancient city. There's everything here from government buildings to houses to temples. All of the buildings here were dug out of the earth, out of the ground, and it is the only ancient city that didn't have a wall to fortify it. It relied on the natural terrain. The only buildings that were not dug out of the earth here were the temples. Apart from that, everything around us here was dug out of the ground, which is quite extraordinary. The Jiaohe even had escape routes ready in case of invaders. They had these tunnels that would help them escape from the city. Behind me is the government area, which has a plan of 1,150 square meters. Now, the government area consisted of caves and also courtyards. This ancient city, Jar City, was where two ancient rivers met, and there's an old Indian proverb which goes to say that intelligence is where two rivers meet, and Jiaohe, the Chinese name of the city, actually means two rivers. Also, another strategic thing about this place is that it was located next to the Tian Shan. As you can see over to my right here, the Tian Shan mountains. Tian Shan translates as heavenly mountain. Unfortunately, this ancient city was destroyed and abandoned by the Chagatai Khanate in the 14th century. Before that, it served many empires, such as the Tang dynasty. As I was mentioning earlier, this city was dug out of the ground. So these houses were once mud, and then the mud was dried. This structure behind me is the Northeast Temple, and it was 3 meters high. Inside there is a courtyard. Let's take a look. So inside the temple there are these stone column stupas, which also stand at 3 meters high. Pretty impressive. This site behind me was built a little bit later, in the 5th century. It is the Forest of Stupa, and there are in fact 101 pagodas here behind me. Well, the remains of them, that is. Although the main grand one here in the middle still stands. Now this area was used to store relics from monks. So basically all of the buildings here were dug out of the ground except for the temples. And the temples were built a little bit later once Buddhism came to this part of China. I think this is probably one of the most impressive sites here. This is the Grand Buddhist Temple, and this was built in the 4th century. And basically this place was used to home the monks. Now what remains here is a doorway and a courtyard surrounded by monk houses. So there are layers to these buildings. That's because the mud was stacked up high. Now this here is the Southern Buddhist Temple near the Southern Gate. Unlike the other temples that we've seen, this one is a cave temple. Now I've just gone through the South Gate. There's a North and South Gate here. It would have been very hard for enemies to have invaded here because as I was saying earlier, it's all built into the ground, and you can see here the cliff edge. So this is the cliff here. It goes, and then the city goes in through the cliff edge. Well, that's the end of the Jiaohe tour. An amazing place, takes you back in time. Highly recommend it. If you haven't got long to stay in Turpan, you're just going to be here a few days, I think this is probably one of the top things you can see. I also recommend getting here pretty early. I got here about 9 AM and I escaped the tourist crowd, and now it's getting on to about midday here now. So you want to come at around 9 AM or come in the evening, and pretty much had the place to myself. There was no one really there, just a few of the tourists. That was it. But now the tourists are flocking in, as you can see. So yeah, get here early.